The road less traveled. Moonbrita remains unconvinced that you have not sustained a head injury. If you ask me, there's not to be gain from mulling over the implications of your story in the freezing cold. Let's save it for the Rising Stones, huh? I'll get everyone to meet us there. But before that, you had best pay a visit to White Brim Front and speak with Alphino. He's probably worried sick about you. That, or he's busy playing at politics with the Ishgardians. Either way, I'm sure he'll be delighted to see you hale and healthy. Speaking of which, you don't have a headache or anything, do you? No? Blurred vision? Oh, no reason. See you again soon. Yeah, I like her character. She adds a little bit of levity without being like over the top. Like Yida right now is a little over the top, and again makes her so much different than she is, later when she's Lys again or whatever. But like, yeah, she just adds levity again without like just being over the top and kind of silly or whatever. Should have just stayed on the chocobo, but like just by habit, I always get off my mount when I enter a building. That you stand here now is proof of your mission success. Praise be Halone. Or praise be to Halone. 'Tis customary to report to one's commanding officer after completing a mission. I still remember the first time you entered these chambers. Suffice it to say, I never imagined that I would one day be so glad of your return. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. There she is, and none the worse for wear. Was there ever any doubt that the Warrior of Light would succeed? I think I speak for us all when I say that I should like nothing more than to hear the stirring tale of your victory, if you would be so kind. Then we were too late to prevent the summoning. But not too late to prevent further loss of life. An outcome worthy of celebration. I mean, that's like the default outcome. And one for which we have Lavenza to thank. Yes, you are right, of course, Sir Emmerich. We should be content with what we have accomplished. I, for one, could not have wished for a better outcome. Shiva is no longer a threat and the heretics have been routed. Aye, there is the matter of Iceheart's escape, but she cannot run forever. Whether it take days, weeks, moons, or even years, my knights will find her. Yeah, and did we even see her again before Heavensward? I want to say no, as far as I remember, but we've established that I don't remember a whole hell of a lot. In the meantime, Lord Drillamon, is the caravan ready? The supplies that your men recovered have been prepared for transport, in accordance with your wishes. Rest assured that my knights will see them safely to Revenant's Toll. Yeah, this has been like a long time coming, just getting supplies from Ishgard to Revenant's Toll. Of that I have no doubt. I take it these are the self-same supplies the heretic stole from the House Fortin caravan? Less the crystals, which comprise the bulk of the shipment, yes. Scarcely a fraction of that which was promised, but a meaningful contribution to your cause all the same. On an unrelated note, Lavenza, might I trouble you to accompany me to Camp Dragonhead at your earliest convenience? 'Tis not for my benefit. A certain lord was most distressed when he learned of your intent to risk life and limb to stop Iceheart. It took half a dozen knights to restrain him, I am told. Shrug. Men give vent to their anxieties in myriad ways. Pray do not think less of him. Good old Bro Chiffon. So I noted down which quests are like the starting and ending points of each patch. And I'm actually kind of surprised we still have not hit the end of 2.4. Like, this was actually quite a hearty patch. Like, a lot of content in it. Which I can only think, like, we're not far from coming to the end of it, but... I mean, there's still 2.5 and 2.55 afterwards, so still quite a bit. If our business here is concluded, we should attend to Sir Emmerich in the intercessory. Oh, that's probably where, because I think like the patch started there and it'll end there. What were you thinking, Lavenza? Wagering your very being on a dubious theory which might allow you to enter Iceheart's lair, knowing full well that she could have sufficient forewarning to complete her ritual to summon Shiva anyway? And then engaging the abomination in mortal combat? By the fury, Lavenza, 'tis the stuff of ballads, a battle for the ages. Would that I had been there to fight by your side. Yet here I was forced to wait, condemned to wonder at the fate of a dear friend for a veritable eternity. I would not wish such torture on my most hated enemy. He's just very so melodramatic. But you are here now, and that is what truly matters. Let us move on. Sir Emmerich wishes to have words with you and Master Alphino in private. He awaits us in the intercessory. That word always kind of is a hurdle for me. Oh yeah, and then he just repeats his business is concluded. Let's go see Sir Emmerich. Greetings, madam. I shall show you in at once. Thank you, good sir.
On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, allow me to express my deepest thanks. Never before have we been required to contend with a primal. Indeed, there were fears in some quarters that our knights might not be equal to the task. From what we have now learned of these beings, I can say with certainty that we would have lost a great many men had the Scions not intervened.
Then the argument for preemptive action should be self-evident. Perchance now you will reconsider my proposal that Ishgard move against Natalan.
Ere we first met, a similar proposal was tabled, but the Holy See decreed that we were to observe, and that military action should be taken only in self-defense. All things considered, it was not an unreasonable decision. Since the calamity, 2 vigils have fallen to the Horde, while Garuda has never shown any inclination to storm the gates of judgment. Which is why this unprecedented crisis and its resolution may prompt a change in policy. You who have faced these primals know well the threat they pose. Ishgard did not. Not until now. And there is naught like a brush with death to change a man's outlook.
At the very least, this should silence any lingering objections to our arrangement with Revenant's Toll. The Holy See may even feel moved to grant us its formal endorsement.
So far as it is possible, the Scions shall be compensated for their service.
We should be grateful for any aid you can provide.
As a gesture of good faith, I shall withdraw my previous request. Your people are doubtless needed elsewhere.
That will not be necessary. We, too, have a vested interest in watching Dravania's movements.
I see. Once more, I must thank you.
Sir Emmerich, if I may, do you truly believe that Midgard-Zoma could return?
Yes, very small.
The heavens are a window unto truth, but those who interpret their movements are not infallible. I requested your involvement as a precautionary measure.
But of course, you sought an excuse to compensate us from the first, mindful of what would happen if Revenant's Toll were taken by your enemies. Ishgard is not wont to aid its neighbors, but that does not preclude it from manipulating them to serve its own interests.
Choose your next words carefully.
Do you know what sort of man becomes Lord Commander of the Temple Knights? One who comes from good stock. I did not. Yet here I am now. Why do you suppose that is? Because I swiftly learned to tell the difference between words, deeds, and beliefs. You are correct, Master Leveilleur. Ishgard desires to see Revenant's Toll flourish, as it would present a troublesome obstacle to our enemies from the south.
We are so glad to be of use to you.
As we are to you. Ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement, lest we forget, one born of necessity. The dragons grow more restless by the day, and the heretics harry us nigh without cease. We have contended with such troubles for centuries, but there are limits to even our endurance. Yet as a pauper is loath to part with his meager possessions, the leaders of Ishgard are not wont to render up their trust to outsiders. But with perseverance on our part, they may yet be made to see the light. Nevertheless, one must take care when walking the road less traveled.
Wise words, Sir Emmerich. I shall make a point to remember them. I must apologize for my earlier outburst. I hope it will not sour our good relations.
Not at all. You but spoke from the heart. I trust you understand that at times my duties may prevent me from meeting with you. On such occasions, my second-in-command will speak for me.
Lucia, at your service. Pray excuse our reticence. We are but wary of speaking too freely, lest our sentiments be made known to our enemies. Know that the Lord Commander and I are of one mind. For the sake of Ishgard, and of Eorzea at large, I pray our peoples can put aside their differences. Those who dwell in the past risk losing sight of their future.
Should aught befall one of our shipments, pray inform Lucia immediately. You may also relay to her any words you might have for me alone. Not being of Ishgardian birth, she owes no allegiance to any noble house, making her as near to incorruptible as one can find in my homeland. Suffice it to say, I trust her completely, and so may you. Which reminds me, Lord Orchefort, if you would be so kind.
Certainly.
In times such as these, trust is ever in short supply. Mayhap this will go some way to rectify the problem. The results of our investigation into the heretics' recent attacks, as well as our interrogation of the merchant you detained.
Sir Emmerich, I cannot thank you enough.
Think nothing of it. Ishgard may be many things, but it is no friend to Garlemald.
Did I not tell you to have faith, my friend?
Yeah, it's so much, you know, all these little, particularly voiced cutscenes with Aymeric, you know, just continue to show, like, why, like, he was the perfect fit, you know, to eventually, I mean, he's not like the, you know, the Archbishop was or whatever for Ishgard, you know, it's like some type of a republic now or something, isn't it? But he's still like the figurehead for it or something. I don't remember exactly what the details of that are. But anyway, he shows himself to be, you know, as they said, like a very pragmatic and like measured type of person. Eyes unclouded. For one with reason to celebrate, Alphino looks rather grim. It would seem we have much to discuss with our friends at the Rising Stones. If what you say is true, Iceheart's method of summoning Shiva defies all precedent. It necessitates a complete reappraisal of the primal threat and of our approach to combating it. Moreover, there are grave ramifications if word of this incident reaches Imperial ears. The Garlean Empire believes that primals are an insufferable menace, that their mere existence is a threat to this very star. As such, they deem any action taken against the beast tribes to be justified by default. Imagine then if it became known that it was not only the beast tribes of Eorzea that could summon primals, but her civilized peoples as well. Any lingering objections to the Eorzean campaign would vanish overnight. Where before we had to contend with a single Imperial Legion, we could well find ourselves facing the combined might of all Garlemald. But I speak unadvisedly. Come, Lavenza, it is better that we continue this conversation in Mordona. Yeah, it's getting kind of at a point in the story where there's just a lot of threads, you know, coming out of it all. And it's like kind of keep tracking of all the little, not even like, you know, big like story, you know, threads, but little informational lore threads. Which I think kind of works to the game's favor in that there's so much of it that you can lose track of some of them. And then when they pop up later for these like big reveals, you're like, oh my god, I completely forgot about that. I do not fault Sir Aymeric for being less than forthcoming with his beliefs. Not even the Highborn are beyond the reach of the Inquisition. True, young leaders can be more amenable to new ideas. Then again, their lack of experience and influence can hinder their ability to enact reforms. There's little fortune and far less fame in being a receptionist, but one must be realistic. Also, it would seem that I was grossly misinformed regarding the average earnings of a street performer. I'm kind of upset that I missed the whole songstress part of it. Or no, maybe I didn't. Wasn't there a point that she was, like, singing? Ah, forgive me, Levens. I thought I had prepared enough meals for everyone, but the others were most hungry. Oh. Our stocks of wine have nearly run dry. That Charlene scholar's drinking us out of house and home. What you two do is your own business. Don't say I didn't warn you. Hey, I just gotta say, you're a pretty, you're all right. Trying to tumble the table now, are we? Don't give up yet, boy. Yida, line him up. Calm yourself, Coltonay. It's just a little ship after practice. Clears out the cobwebs no end. A sip before practice, a sip after practice, and all too often a sip during practice. I do believe Moonbrita is having quite the bad influence on you. I like her. She's fun.
Words cannot well express how glad I am to see you return to us hale and whole. Needless to say, I am most eager to hear your account of that which occurred in Curthis, assuming you're ready to speak of it. Excellent. I shall summon the others at once.
I would say it's actually the patch content where voice cutscenes go up quite a bit. Not just Heavensward.
Iceheart used her own body as a vessel for a primal soul?
Master Louisoir's writings make no mention of such a possibility. Can we be certain this entity was a primal?
As certain as we can be that good King Mogglmog the 12th was a primal, I should think. Both were ostensibly summoned.
Let's not quibble over definitions. Of more concern is the implication that Iceheart retained her will, even after she was possessed. We are talking about a mortal, wielding the power of a primal.
That is true.
It can't possibly be that easy, can it? There must be some sort of sacrifice required. Or maybe she's just special?
Oh, because she's got the echo.
What qualities this woman possesseth, I know not. But full sure am I that she was groomed for this role. Few are privy to the secrets of summoning, and but a single party standeth to profit from their dissemination.
Well, I wouldn't presume to comment on how the lass came to know about summoning, but I will say that what she summoned was a primal. The readings were the same, or near as damn it. Strange as it all sounds, it's really no different from what you've faced before.
Then mayhap it is time that we re-examined our previous encounters.
Pack your things, Ida. We're going back to Gridania.
Yes, sir.
About Iceheart's final words to you. Hear, feel, think. Hydaelyn speaks to her as well. If Iceheart is blessed with the power of the Echo, she will doubtless have used it to further her goals. Or could it be that it was a revelation granted her by the Echo which first set her on this path? She did say that the Ishgardians were blind to the truth. Do you think she has knowledge of the origins of the Ishgardian-Dravanian War? It would do much to explain her unwavering conviction.
Did not the Lady Iceheart implore thee to seek the Keeper of the Lake? And did she not imply that in so doing thou wouldst come to see with eyes unclouded?
Midgard Zoma was a king amongst kings who reigned for centuries on end. But he is dead and his wisdom lost to the ages. Unless the Ishgardians' fears are well-founded. It would seem we have yet another reason to stand watch over the Keeper of the Lake. For a mercy, we are well positioned to do so. Iceheart, Shiva, Ascians, and Midgard Zoma. I shudder to think how they're all connected.
Yeah, it's like I was saying, it's getting to the point that there's just a lot to keep track of. And then, yeah, I'm sure, again, I don't remember really at all, but it makes sense that, you know, Shiva had an echo or whatever. But who did she come in contact with to have the echo to see into, like, the Ishgard Dravanian past? I'm sure that will be revealed in Heavensward. I just don't remember it. And then, of course, now they're doing a lot of talking about the Keeper of the Lake, so that should be coming up soon, I would think. Yeah, I guess it's got to be the echo in how she's able to summon or become a vessel, but still keep her will. Well, yeah, and I mean, if she is she? I don't. Yeah, the separation of echo and blessing of light. But I mean, Hydaelyn spoke to her, but then it spoke to Minfilia as well. And she doesn't have the blessing of light, right? Minfilia, she just has the echo. I don't remember all those details. Yeah, it's so much. So much to keep track of. Thank you for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to join me live, the link to my Twitch is down below. Thank you again for watching, and have a great one.